Good morning, resellers. It's Monday morning, September 29th. We didn't make it out yard selling this past weekend. There wasn't much to go after, so we took the week off. The week before, we did go down to media, like I said we were going to do the development sale. It wasn't as good as I thought it'd be. I still have the cart full of stuff. I haven't decided if I'm going to make a video or not. I haven't yet to this point. And now with yard sale season winding down, I figure I'd do a couple of the what's shipping out on Monday morning videos, just to try to keep getting some content plugged for you. Might still do that video of what I got the other week. Sorry for the delay on that if we do get it out late. But here's a few of the things that sold. First off, we have Sony VHS. They're for cameras to go from camera to VCR. But I just sold these for $10 free shipping. I took an offer. They'd been sitting around for a while, and I think I paid $1 for it. So after shipping and fees, make like $3 or $4. Nothing special, but at least it's gone. Anything with tapes and VHSs and cassette tapes, that's especially if it's sealed, it's worth grabbing normally, but these just didn't sell too well. And any of the ones that don't sell well, I usually end up putting down at my flea market. This one kind of just didn't happen to get through to it and when I was sorting boxes. But anyway, it's sold and gone. Then we have some He-Man figures that sold. We got this guy. I'm not sure who the name of that one is, but he's from the She-Ra series. I believe that's He-Man's cousin. But that one sold for $35. They're kind of rare. Then we got a Skeletor, a really nice one. He's got the chain and the cuff. He is missing a couple pieces. That's why he didn't sell for full price. But we still got $70 for this version. He's got the dragon on his back that squirts water. But that's a different variation of Skeletor. And that sold for, it was $69. I took an offer. Then we have He-Man. It's the one where you can pop it open and put I forget what they're called, the things that pop. They do little explosions, but I had that when I was a kid. It's got a shield and sword. We sold that one for $37 free shipping. Everything we sold today was free shipping, so you can factor that in. We sold Lunar Pool for NES out of the collection I got the other week. Got tons of NES and Atari games the other week. If you haven't seen that video, you might want to check it out. It was part one of the yard sale haul of the year, and a lot of good games. We also sold Jurassic Park, $17 free shipping. And then we sold a 9-pack of Atari games. Some of them weren't in the best of shape, so I just lotted up 9 together. Those sold for $21.99 free shipping. And then Asteroid sold by itself. I think it only sold for $8.30 free shipping, so probably only get $1 or $2 back off of that. But again, if you watched the video the other week, you know how little money I had into these. And even though it was only like an $8 game, is it even really worth selling? Sometimes I like to, especially if it's in nice condition, because it just brings back some nostalgia. And when people are looking through the store, they like seeing items like that. And it's not going to break their bank accounts either. So then we sold some CDs. CDs, I try to, as long as they're mostly mainstream titles, I try to pick up a quarter a piece or find some deals on Marketplace, because what usually ends up happening, I sell a bunch of them down at the flea market for $1, but then I find some worth selling on eBay. And again, some don't seem too much worth it. You're not getting much more than $1, but then they just attract attention to some other CDs. But like once you sell one CD, the algorithm goes up and then you sell 3 more. I hadn't sold a CD in like 2 weeks, and now 4 sold over the weekend. But we got Korn's Greatest Hits, Volume 1. That was a cheap one. It sold for I think $9 free shipping. We got, I think that sold for $9.30. Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld for South Park CD. That was just $7.99. Donovan and Frankenreiter. Never heard of them. And then we got Skillet there, popular Christian band. And this is their first album. It actually goes pretty high in value. They got really popular, and obviously their first album, not as many copies released, but I had it out for $28.99 forever, and I was sending $25 offers over and over again. Nobody took the $25 offer, but now somebody paid full price, and it's actually getting shipped international, so they paid even more than that when it comes to the shipping. So good deal in there. Just to go through the 9 Atari games that, in case anybody's wondering, I already went through these, but when I got the games, but we got the pack of 9 that went for $21.99 was Air Sea Battle, 8 Telegame Circus, Video Pinball with a messed up artwork, Pole Position, Star Raiders, Pac-Man, kind of a dirty copy, Combat, Defender, and Space Invaders. Then we got a golf club we sold. Always do pretty well with golf clubs. TaylorMade 580. Looks like a driver, so that sold for $30 free shipping. And a way you can ship for like $8 or less with golf clubs is if you shrink wrap it up and then put eBay tape around it and then just slap a label on it like that. It's actually cheaper to ship and usually only about $7-8. I think we've shipped a couple hundred golf clubs and only one using that way. The club ended up breaking, so it's been a pretty effective way for us to save money on shipping. Then we got a Velma Scooby-Doo costume, Spirit of Halloween. Normal tag on a $39.99. All the Spirit of Halloween costumes are expensive. I got this one for, I want to say $2. And anytime I can get a Spirit of Halloween costume for $5 or less, I usually just pick them up because this one sold $20. I took an offer for $21, but that's usually the least they'll sell for. And then we have a phone with big caller ID and big digits. A lot of older people like these big digit phones and still have house phones. So these actually sell, especially if they're the big button ones. And this sold for $19.99 free shipping. Not the biggest of deals, but also if you get the ones with the handsets, portable handsets with like 4 or 5 phones in one, those usually sell for like $70-80. So there's still some money in phones, and as I've said before, definitely in Rolodexes also. People are still using Rolodexes that I guess don't have cell phones, so, or just for office convenience. But finally, we have 6 PlayStation 4 controllers. They're broken, non-working. We got $67 for parts, and then somebody's going to fix them up and resell them, but give them some meat on the bone for them. There's a nice camo one, but they were sitting out for like, I think 73 for a while. Somebody offered 60. I countered with like 67, and we sold those. If you're interested in, if you're a repairman, we are going to be putting a lot more broken systems and broken controllers on our eBay, as we have a big consignment lot for that. So be sure to check out the Vintage Vultures. One word is our eBay store. And yeah, just be on the lookout for that. That's pretty much all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you are enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. I did, if you guys watched the Game Gear series, the Game Gear Gambit, I'm making the full collection of Sega Game Gear games. I finished 91 and put a video up, and now I just finished 92, so there will be as soon as all the games that I ordered get shipped to me in the next couple of days, there will be a Game Gear video later in the week, sometime this week or next week. But everybody have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you on the next one.